practice on Saturday. The Northwestern football team is gearing up for their season by scrimmaging the best team in North Carolina, the Independence Patriots. Independence has won the past 3 North Carolina 4A state championships and is currently on a 46-game winning streak. That doesn't stop Coach Wallace and the Trojans. Quarterback Jimmy Manners completes a touchdown pass to senior standout C.J. Barber. Barber will be playing both sides of the ball for Northwestern at D-back and wide receiver. Northwestern defense looking to take part in the action. Tip ball picked off by Omar Craig. After spending a few hours in the sun, coaches were pleased with all the effort of the players.
We feel like we play a pretty good brand of football in South Carolina as well. I think we're a very young football team due to the fact that we graduated 35 senior players. But nevertheless, it's a scrimmage. It's a learning situation for the players. It's something we got to build on and carry into Monday's practice.
One team in regular season action over the weekend, the Charlotte House.
Well, a black cloud's been hanging over the Northwestern football program since September 14th, 2002. The Trojans had a great season last year, but all anyone wants to talk about is what happened at the end of the game against Marlboro County. The Trojans are ready to put 2002 behind them and just play football.
3 skirmishes. You just hate to see this.
Like a big mosh right in the middle of the field.
They've got one Trojan cornered. That is sorry. That is sorry sportsmanship.
Boy, this is an ugly scene here.
That is sorry.
The post-game altercation with Marlboro County kept the Northwestern Trojans out of the playoffs in 2002, and that left a bitter taste in the Trojans' mouths.
We were already ready to get out there and start playing again because we believe we got cheated last year, not being able to go to playoffs.
You can describe this year's squad in one word: youth. Northwestern returns just 4 starters from a team that went 9-2 a year ago, with those 2 losses coming to Irmo and Rock Hill, the 2 teams that played for the Big 16 state championship. This is the youngest team in Jimmy Wallace's 16 years as Northwestern's head coach. Wallace says he's realistic but optimistic about what this year's team can accomplish.
You never know what might happen in the next 12 to 13 weeks. I don't think we're a good football team right now, but I think we can be a good football team down the road.
Jimmy Manners steps in at quarterback, replacing 2-year starter Bobo Thompson. Tailback Dante Walker's the lone returning starter on offense, and the coaches are counting on Walker to carry the bulk of the load this year.
I feel like it's on me. It's on my shoulder to do the job and help the coach do it and get better as the season goes through.
The Trojans return just 3 starters on defense, but one of those is free safety C.J. Barber, who's regarded as one of the best defensive backs in the state. Despite the new faces, expect the Trojans' D to be just as quick as it was last season.
Speed, and everybody loves to hit on the defense. I think we like to punish the person with the ball.
This young team has a very steep learning curve. The Trojans open the season this Saturday at South Point, which is considered to be the best 3A team in North Carolina. And be sure to tune into CN2 Sports all this week. We'll have a different high school football preview for you every day.
Sounds great.
Yes, indeed. It feels good. I don't know about y'all, but it feels good to get back into football season.
Oh, boy, I'm excited.
I know you girls really like it a lot. But we guys like it.
Took on South Point, a team coming off a 12-2 season with 16 returning starters. Dan Crawford was in Belmont and has the story.
And the Northwestern Trojans soon found out South Point was ready. Ready for a rough and tumble defensive first half. That is until Trojan quarterback Jimmy Manners puts the first points on the board with this 28-yard keeper. South Point evens the score with this Javar Williams pitch to Jamari Crawford. Good name. Dante Walker attempts to pick up the tempo a bit for Northwestern, but the Red Raiders carry a tie score into the locker room at the half. That tie score would not last. On the first play of the second half, linebacker Daniel Lyon scoops up a loose ball and gracefully strolls. Not wanting to disappoint the home crowd, Joe Brown takes one up the gut, 30 yards, 14 all. After a punt buries the Raiders on their own 1, Dante Walker uses the field position to go up by 7. South Point ends up 4th down on the Trojan 20, but the pass slips away from Williams' hand. It catches air. Jamie Robinson comes down with a back-breaking interception. Then just when it looked like Dante Walker was going to go 92 yards for the final nail in the coffin, Ivy Watson puts some grass behind him and saves the touchdown. Great effort, but the Northwestern Trojans were just too strong. Final score, 28-21. This is Dan Crawford for Football Friday Night.
Made a little mistake there, we called it. They're the Trojans, the Northwestern Trojans. You know Coach Jimmy Wallace well, and I can tell you what, they have a very good football program. I met a guy in the grocery store, a South Point Red Raider fan. He said, look for our team. They have some good-looking players. Don't hold your head down.
So that was a great game tonight, too. And a lot of good games in the...
year, but two names that are familiar, C.J. Barber and Dante Walker. Those players are going to really be counted on, especially early in the year, for their production and their leadership.
Exactly, and Dante Walker, he stepped up big last week. He had 201 yards rushing, plus he had a key punt return as well, and you know he had a key late game run. Barber didn't get as many touches, but he's going to be a key player as well throughout the year.
Jimmy Mainers takes over at quarterback this year. He was completed 9 balls last week and had a touchdown running. Northwestern likes to balance the offense, so although Walker's going to carry it a lot, Mainers is going to be counted on a good deal to move the ball in the air as well.
I thought Mainers did a good job getting out of the gate last week. Probably built a lot of confidence with that game. He ran the ball, got it in the air to a lot of different receivers. And another aspect, he punted really well last week. Had one punt downed at the 1-yard line that eventually led to a Northwestern score.
Yeah, that might have been the big play of that whole game. That punt would set up the go-ahead score in the fourth quarter. Defensively, Northwestern gave up a lot of yards last week. Part of that attributed to the fact they went up against a real good offensive team. But I think there were some bright spots on the defense, which basically held in there, made the plays when they needed to.
Yes, they did. They had a key fourth-quarter interception, Jamie Robinson. Also, Daniel Lyons, starting out the second half, picked up a loose ball, took it in for a touchdown. So they made the plays when they had to last week.
Fairfield Central is a team that comes in here pretty much an unknown quantity, off a 2-8 year a year ago, but they have 16 starters back. They have a lot of speed. They'll spread the field. Northwestern with a different challenge this week than what they had a week ago.
Exactly, and I think the experience is going to be the key. 16 returning starters, that's the thing you focus in on. Although they were 2-8, you know, they may be a formidable opponent because of that experience, and they will throw it around. They look to be very quick out on that field.
So it's Fairfield Central here to open the season against Northwestern, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a few seconds, so stay with us. Just about ready to go. Northwestern will be kicking off to the Griffins of Fairfield Central. Kyle Neely kicks off for Northwestern. Mike Jennings, Jermel Agner, and Cedric Griffin are the 3 deep. Angles to the sideline taken at about the 11-yard line by Agner. And out to the 25.
Good job by the Trojans, staying in their lanes that time. Good discipline. And not much of a return by the Griffins.
Northwestern gave up 353 yards last week to South Point. Missed 20 tackles and had 14 penalties and still won the game.
By number 16, Marcel Fee.
So Fairfield Central starts at the 20-yard line. Jonte Long is the quarterback. Long number 6, they work from the shotgun. And they give it to Cedric Griffin. And Fee knocks the ball loose at the 20, and it's Northwestern on the football. And making the recovery is Jason Russell, and that fumble was caused by Marcel Fee, who gets his start at linebacker tonight.
Griffins that time spread the Trojans. 3 wideouts left, 1 to the right side. They tried to run on that weak side, and Fee came up with a nice hit. The ball squirted loose. The interesting thing was it was pretty much shielded from the Trojan sideline, a very delayed cheer from that Trojan faithful.
That ball was on the ground a few seconds, too, before somebody recovered it, and that was Jason Russell. So a turnover on the game's first play. Jimmy Mainers under center for Northwestern, and the toss to Dante Walker with 201 yards a week ago. and he picks up about 6 on his first carry tonight.
Good blocking, pitch right. He had some running room there, and the Trojans are off to a nice start offensively as well.
Call it 2nd and 4 at the 14-yard line. Up front for Northwestern, Aaron Parks is the left tackle, David McCleve at left guard, Matt Mercereau the center, right guard is Derek Wooten, Thomas Slaughter at right tackle. There's the toss to Walker again, trying to get to the corner, and this time he can't get there. They get him near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard.
Nice.
Dave Ballmer in on the play.
Dave Ballmer from safety position came up nicely with that speed, cut Walker off. Looked like he had some blockers out there.
So it's 3rd and 3 at the Fairfield Central 13-yard line. This time Northwestern spreads the field, 4 wideouts. Running the option, Mainers, he'll keep it, and is apparently enough for a first down. He's just inside the 10.
Nice block by flanker that time. Dan Wiley picked that inside guy off and gave Mainers just a little room, just enough for that first down.
And it'll be a 1st and goal at the 9. Mainers had 37 yards rushing a week ago, including a 28-yard touchdown run. Joe Patton, who caught 6 balls a week ago, is lined up wide out to the long side of the field, Patton number 9. Straight give to Dante Walker, and Walker with a nice cutback and driving toward the goal line, stopped at the 1. 2nd and goal.
Good vision by Walker that time. As you said, he cut back to the inside. Nice vision, good strong running, gets the Trojans down within striking distance at the 1.
So Northwestern at the doorstep. Really, Northwestern got 3 touchdowns last week in which the offense really didn't have to do a whole lot. Weren't on the field for a lot of plays. Defense got 1, special teams set up 1. And Walker with an 82-yard run set up the last one. I was looking for a flag, didn't see one, and Walker is stopped.
I think the Trojans did get a break. Looked like a little stutter step in the backfield before the play started.
So it's 3rd and goal. 4 carries for Walker for 15 yards.
We need the ball! We need the ball!
Matt Mercereau up over the football. Northwestern goes with a fullback as Willie Dye is the lead blocker for Walker, who gets into the end zone.
Easy touchdown right behind the left side. Fullback leading the way. Trojans on the board at 8:48 of the first period.
Just a 20-yard drive after the fumble recovery by Jason Russell. The fumble again caused by Marcel Fee. And Kyle Neely, 4 for 4 a week ago, on for the extra point. And the kick makes it 7-0 Trojans. 8:48 to play, first quarter.
Hello, welcome to Bucko's.
I don't want anything little. I want something big.
Sounds like somebody's got a hankering for a Big Moose Burger.
Are you really hungry? Then it's Bucko's Big Moose Burger. Twice the size of a quarter-pound burger. Do you want it all the way? Then you've got a burger that weighs more than a pound. The Big Moose Burger at Bucko's. It's the biggest burger in town.
So come see us. We're Bucko's on Cherry Road.
Bucko's next to Taco Bell.
Building a new home or ready to remodel the old? Then let the experts at Premier Kitchen and Bath help. With a full line of custom cabinetry, a variety of countertop materials, custom whirlpools, showers, steam rooms, and saunas, we have it all. By handling your entire project from design to installation and housing the area's largest complete kitchen and bath showroom, you can visualize the exact look you desire. Stop by our showroom today and see where all of the area's quality-conscious builders shop. Premier Kitchen and Bath, Rolliston Plaza, across from Northwestern High School.
Want to add value and good looks to your truck, trailer, or boat? Then get the Advantage, the Lion X Advantage. Line-X spray-on bed liners provide the best protection against rust, corrosion, sliding, and impact. Designed for durability and rugged use, Line-X is ready to handle just about anything.
If it's tough enough for this crew, it's tough enough for you.
Call us today and find out if Line-X is right for you.
Whoever said that banking wasn't supposed to be cool? At Family Trust Federal Credit Union, we offer banking that rocks. With a full line of financial services specifically designed for students, from checking with no monthly fees or minimum balance to discount student aid and auto loans, establishing your financial independence is now easier than ever. And that's cool. Family Trust Federal Credit Union, banking that rocks.
Northwestern to kick off again with Kyle Neely.
Number 26, Kyle Neely.
And Northwestern on the board early as Neely's kickoff is a line drive taken just across the 20-yard line. And running it out to about the 35 for the Griffins was Anthony Bell.
Bell did a smart thing that time, Jeff. He picked that line drive up, could have squirted around there and really probably saved the Griffins a good bit of field position by taking that off the air at about the 20, got 15 yards on the return.
Set the Northwestern defense. Daniel Lyons and Jamel Gaines are the ends. Jason Russell with that fumble recovery is at one tackle. Aldrich Cathcart and Jonathan Caldwell will alternate at the other tackle. Chris Reed, Travis Hill, Marcel Fee, the linebackers. We'll set the secondary for you after this play. And coming wide, Northwestern has it defense pretty well, and they will stop the ball carrier, Jason Wilkes.
Nice penetration in the backfield. Chris Reed came up with the tackle, but Marcel Fee back there again disrupting things on that play.
In the secondary for Northwestern, Charles Staten, Jamie Robinson, C.J. Barber, and Omar Craig. 2nd and 10 for Fairfield Central. Jonte Long is their quarterback, and they get 3 receivers to the long side, and Robert Robertson to the short side. 2nd and long, and Long's pass to the sideline is incomplete, out of bounds, intended for Robertson, and it's 3rd and 10.
Aldrich Cathcart that time in pursuit of Jonte Long. And once again, very active from his linebacker position, Marcel Fee.
The officials tonight: David Vaughn is the referee, Derek Wells the umpire, Dart Collins is the linesman, Joe Long the line judge, and Tim Livingston the back judge. 3rd and 10. Cedric Griffin in the backfield with Jonte Long. Long rolls and throws out into the flat. It's caught, but well short of the sticks. And it'll be 4th down. The catch made by Zygmunt Turner.
Jonte Long hurried that time, got the throw off. It was complete, but his receiver had no chance. He had to go down low to catch the ball. Knee touched the ground and downed it 6 yards short of the 1st down.
Omar Craig over there defending. Shannon Johnson is the punter for Fairfield Central.
Watched him in the warm-ups, and not sure he was. Let's just watch this. He's not. He wasn't booming him in the warm-ups.
C.J. Barber is deep at the 30. Long count. Big rush. Bad kick.
See what I mean?
And it's picked up. And down the sideline in a big play. That's Lyons for Northwestern, and he's inside the 10-yard line.
Smart move that time. Picked that live ball up and took it deep, and the Trojans are back in business.
Daniel Lyons returns it to the 6-yard line. Let's pause for a timeout as the Northwestern offense will take the field, already ahead 7-0.
When you're good, and no one is better than Good Kia. Good Kia. Make every mile count with a Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty that's better than good. Good Kia. Hurry in for the Kia Factory Authorized Sell-Out, featuring the new 2003 Kia Sedona Van LX for just $15,995. Or the 2003 Kia Rio. Own it for $149 down, $149 a month. Only at Good Kia, where things are good all over. Good Kia. All over. I-77, exit 79, Dave Lyle Boulevard, downtown Rock Hill.
It's game time at the Shack, the Sports Shack, your hometown sporting goods headquarters for team and athletic equipment. The Sports Shack has everything for the serious athlete at the hottest price in town. Teams, ask about our low price Shack back guarantee. If you find a lower price anywhere, the Shack will beat it, guaranteed. Kick your game up a notch with a trip to the Shack, the Sports Shack, just off Cherry Road on Dorothy Street, next to Cotman Transmission.
Come on, Pelvis, we're going to Dingles.
For the best food around and the freshest, come to Dingles. Our home-style burgers, all beef hot dogs, fresh-cut fries, onion rings, and homemade shakes are just a few of the reasons you need to come see us today. How do we make our burgers?
Fresh.
How do we cook our hamburgers and hot dogs?
On the grill.
How do we make our onion rings?
Hand cut.
It's that good. Really. It's that good.
So head over to Dingles to see how good it really is. That's right. Come inside the Animal Supply House, and you'll find a giant assortment of pet supplies definitely worth barking about, like a full line of premium pet foods and supplements to ensure optimum health and nutrition. Plus carriers, collars, training tools, shampoos and conditioners, and incredible toys that are just as much fun for you, from fish to small animals and birds.
Come on in the house.
The Animal Supply House, North Cherry Road, across from McDonald's at I-77.
Daniel Lyons picked that ball up at the 40 and returned it 34 yards to the 6. Here's Dante Walker eluding the first tackler and getting to about the 5.
Once again, Dave Ballmer in on the tackle. Shows a lot of speed from that safety position. Walker eluded the first tackler, but Ballmer came up quickly to seal him off.
So that's 2 possessions for Northwestern. The first at the Griffin 20 and this one at the 6. Second and goal.
I don't guess you classify that really as a block. He really kicked it into the back of his offensive line.
Yeah, nobody really blocked it. Just a terrible kick. Pitch to Walker. And Dante hit behind the line, fumbles it, but it's picked up and run into the end zone by Joe Patton.
He got a penalty flag
down.
Boy, what a hard hit that time. Tavarius Anderson applied the hit first, and I didn't see the defensive back coming up, but Walker was hit twice.
There's a holding penalty against Northwestern. 14 penalties last week, 12 of them in the first half, and 12 of them against the offense. And they had touchdown wiped out last week, probably the worst of all those penalties. Walker, a touchdown run. And as he was just about to cross the goal line on a long run in the second quarter, well behind everybody, there was a penalty way behind the play that wiped out the touchdown. Ball at the 18 after the holding penalty, still second down. Mainers wants to throw to the corner, and it's broken up and almost intercepted. And it'll be third down from the 18.
Jameer Wagner almost came up with it. I tell you, Rashawn Brown broke open. Ball hung up just a little too much and allowed Wagner to get under and make a play on it.
So it's third and goal from the 18.
Hey, Trap, you down there.
Fairfield Central with good speed in that defensive backfield.
Passing formation for Northwestern.
Hey, come on, come on. Hey, watch the end, man.
Mainers across the middle, man open, dropped at the goal line. How are they going to rule this one? Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Well, that was a either way kind of call. Dan Wiley makes the catch and gets the touchdown for Northwestern.
Boy, what a beautiful pass. Threaded it right in there. Wiley, I guess the ruling there was he came down and took one step before he was popped, and the ball came out after that.
Had possession in the end zone, but just barely. Kyle Neely for the extra point as Northwestern looks to make it 14, just midway through the first quarter. And it's a 14-0 Trojan lead with 5:53 to play in the first.
If you're a musician, finding the right sound means everything, and Tillman Music has been helping musicians find the right sound for over 22 years at their Anderson Road location. Tillman Music is proud to offer the largest selection of stringed instruments around: electric, acoustic, bass, mandolin, and banjo. Private lessons, student discounts, karaoke equipment, soundtracks, and one-on-one advice from a staff of fellow musicians keeps Tillman Music and Sound this area's #1 maker of music. Here at Tillman Music, we found your sound.
Hey, look, someone left their lights on.
Hello, welcome to the grill.
Hi, there's a car out front with a burned Chevrolet Cadillac tag that has left its lights on.
Excuse me, everyone. There's a car parked outside with a burned Chevrolet Cadillac tag and your lights are on.
It's easy to see why so many people come to Burns Chevrolet Cadillac. We'll give you the best price every day. Burns Chevrolet Cadillac, Rock Hill.
Nothing runs like a deer, and James River Equipment has this area's largest selection of new models. From weed eaters to lawn tractors to commercial excavators, James River Equipment is your full-line John Deere equipment retailer. Need a new lawn tractor? Ask us about Deere's ready-to-mow mobile.
Dan Wiley. How do you do, Mr. Wiley? And Northwestern leads at 14-0. 2 touchdown drives cover a total of 26 yards. Neely's kickoff down just inside the 5-yard line, and running it back is Mike Jennings.
He's got an alley. Oh, his own player nailed him.
Runs it up to the 35.
Credit Clarence Belton that time with a hard hit on his own player.
Tackled on the play by Omar Craig, number 7.
Tough break that time.
So Fairfield starts at the 36-yard line.
Belton peeled back to make a block and ended up really almost stopping Jennings' progress and allowed the Trojans to get on top of him.
Fairfield runs the spread, and they'll have to play some catch-up football, down 14-0 already. They hand the ball to Cedric Griffin, and Griffin to the 40 and just across before he's tackled by Chris Reed.
Ball carrier number 23.
Reed had 16 tackles a week ago. Gets one here, a 5-yard gain for Griffin, 2nd down.
Nice misdirection that time by the Griffins. Play flowed to the left, and the running back cut it back to the weak side on the right and had some running room. But a nice open field tackle by Chris Reed. Really wrapped him up well to take him down.
2nd and 5 at the 41. Jonte Long runs the quarterback draw and has a 1st down near midfield.
Marcel Fee that time took him down.
That'll be Fairfield's first down tonight.
Jonte Long on the keeper.
At the Griffin 49.
Stopped on the play by number
8-yard run by Long.
Hill, number 16. Marcel Fee.
Travis Hill also a piece of that tackle. Hill, a backup defensive tackle the last couple of years. Playing middle linebacker this year, had 16 tackles. Just 1 missed tackle a week ago. Long steps up, spun down, and it was Jamel Gaines who wrestled him down. And a flag comes down late.
Griffin fans yelling for a face mask. Don't think that's going to be the call. I think this may be something from the defensive backfield.
Looked like Gaines spun him down by the shoulder pad.
It really did. We had a nice view of it here.
Well, they do call face mask, and that was an awful late call.
Certainly was. And from the back judge, really wonder if he had a good view of it too, because the quarterback was running towards this particular sideline. It almost seemed he was out of position to make that call, not only distance, but also from sight line.
So it's a 1st down at the Northwestern 36. Up front, Fairfield Central has Justin Robinson at the left tackle, Brian Moore left guard, Kyle Gant the center, James Sims right guard, and Philip Timms at right tackle. Long to the sideline. Robertson makes the catch near the 30. And it's a gain of about 5.
Pass complete.
Tackled by Jamie Robinson.
Robinson.
4 minutes to go, first quarter. The Griffins now on their third possession, starting to move the ball in the Trojans. Trojans up 14-0.
Jabel Gaines.
Defense and special teams set up Northwestern as they did for much of the game a week ago. 2 very short touchdown drives. Long, stuck. Tried to run in behind his running back, and Northwestern was there, and it was Daniel Lyons with a big hit.
Also, Aldrich Cathcart in there as well in the tackle. He met 2 Trojans, and he went backwards with that contact.
A loss of 3. It's 3rd down and 8. Now, early season, when you really struggle with consistency, you're going to win ball games on defense and special teams because it's difficult for an offense to go out there and establish itself for 12 or 15 snaps. 3rd and 8. Long, chased by Lyons. His pass is caught inside the 20-yard line. Not a whole lot on the throw, but Zygmunt Turner made the catch.
Charles Staten broke on it, just couldn't quite knock it down or make the interception. Good pressure by Lyons.
First down at 10, Griffins at the
17-yard gain and a first down at the Trojan 17-yard line.
Lyons' pressure that time really looked like he forced Long to throw it before he was ready. He had his receiver about to break open on the far sideline, but he threw it to the short receiver.
Long on the handoff, and big hit there. That's Chris Reed, number 22 for Northwestern.
Number 4.
Players coming up, I tell you, watch Chris Reed. Very good technique. He really wraps the ball carrier. He's made some nice open field tackles tonight. Gets his head in there low, wraps, and drives with his feet.
Kenny Belton lost 3 yards. 2nd down at the 20. 2 minutes and running to play in the first quarter. Northwestern 14-0. Long wants to throw. This time he has protection. Dumps it incomplete off the hands of Robert Robertson.
Pass intended for number 17.
So it'll be 3rd and 13.
Bryce McDaniel falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
He had the underneath receiver that time and kind of hesitant on that pass and looked like he messed up the receiver a bit on the timing by kind of short arming it.
Might have thought he just didn't have as much time as he did to throw that ball. So 3rd and long. Long to the corner.
Staten,
and that's a jump ball there.
Staten got it.
Staten with a great interception. He just wrestled the ball away.
He had a chance right from the beginning on that throw. A little too much air under it. Staten with a nice job, though, wrestling away from the receiver of the Griffins.
Staten on the interception of the first down.
And it looked like the intended receiver was Robert Robertson, but Staten, in what was really a jump ball situation, just went up and got it.
Happy birthday to Will Subwell.
That's the 2nd turnover.
He's a 3rd grader at York Road Elementary.
So Northwestern gets the ball at the 4-yard line. Dante Walker drives his way to the 10 and maybe the 11.
Dante Walker on the carry, stopped on the play by number 5, David Vollmer.
Great play by Charles Staten to just go up and get that ball. Ball at the 10 is 2nd down and 4. Run from the eye, and here's Walker looking for room and has it. Breaks a tackle, crosses the 20-yard line and gets to the 23 for a Northwestern first down.
Again, Dante Walker on the carry, tackled by number 8, Mike Jennings.
Walker with a little stutter step at the line of scrimmage. Then Darius Gaither missed first opportunity for the tackle, and Walker was off. Took 3 Griffins to take him down on that play.
Walker's the only returning starter on offense for Northwestern, and got off to a great start a week ago.
So he really worked hard in the offseason, put on about 10 to 15 pounds, and really prepared himself for the pounding this year as the feature back.
Walker again crosses the 25 and gets about 4 more. 9th carry of the quarter for Walker.
Tackled on a play by numbers
38 yards.
60, Devon Green.
2nd and 6. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Go to your side.
And Northwestern will let the clock run out. So 14-0 Northwestern after 1.
Enjoy a great day of...
Start the second. Flag is down before Walker takes the handoff. I think Northwestern has played a much better first half tonight than they did a week ago. I think you could really see a combination of a lot of new players and starting the season and starting it a week early on the road against a good team last week. Northwestern fortunate to win that game. Penalty here will bring up a 2nd down and 11.
That was a big victory last week. Like you say, they started week number 1 when they're normally going out in the Jamboree, just putting a quarter under their belts and kind of getting the jitters out against a very good South Point team, which returned 16 starters. So,
yeah, and South Point was ranked number 1 in North Carolina among 3A schools.
Real confidence building. You know, coming into the year of Trojans rebuilding, the last week they really made a lot of people take notice with that victory.
2nd down, 11, Mainers to throw. Scrambles right, gonna run with it. Took a good lick up just short of the 30.
Ed Weldon put a hard lick on him after he was already pretty much stopped and headed to the ground. Tell you, I like Mainers, though. A lot of confidence back there, and good decision making. That time his receivers covered, took the ball out, knew he wanted to get some yardage out of it, continued to fake as he was going to throw downfield just to give himself some extra room, not allowing those defensive backs to come up and drop off the receivers.
So it's 3rd and 3 after a 9-yard run by Mainers. And Mainers will throw for it. Runs out of time and is sacked. And Northwestern will have to kick it away. As that was Melvin Jackson. And Northwestern will have to give it up. Jimmy Mainers averaged almost 44 yards a punt last week. Had 5 kicks and had a great kick down at the 1-yard line to set up the go-ahead score in the 4th quarter last week. Mainers hits this one pretty good. And Northwestern will cover it inside the 40 at about the 38-yard line. So with 10:22 to play first half and Northwestern ahead 14-0, we'll pause for this.
Spring is here and it's time to enjoy all the many colors of the season, and nobody brings
39-yard kick by Mainers, and Fairfield starts at its 38-yard line. And too much time on the Griffins.
You don't see that very often coming out of a change of possession, delay of game.
I believe their first penalty tonight.
Illegal participation.
Makes it 1st and 15.
Got movement over here on the wideout, so they're going to be stepping back 5 more yards.
Again, flag on the play.
Zygmunt Turner that time came out of his stance just before the snap. They had 2 men in motion once he moved.
Kenny Belton was the first one in motion.
Illegal procedure charge
So
against the
it's
Griffins.
first and 20. Northwestern will take advantage of what you give them. It's difficult to survive a lot of mistakes against Northwestern year in and year out.
C.J. Barber directing the defense from safety position.
And Griffin is stuck as he takes the handoff. There's a whole bunch of purple there led by Aldrich Cathcart, and Cedric Griffin lost another yard or two.
Looked like all three or four of the defensive linemen all broke free from the blocks that time. And the Griffins maybe a little gun shy after two penalties, a little slow getting off the snap that time. Trojans took advantage of that.
Second down and 22. Looked like they might have left early, but there's no flag, and John Tay Long's pass to the sideline is intercepted by Jamie Robinson. Robinson down the sideline at the 10, cuts back and will score.
Beautiful cutback by Robinson. He set his blockers up well, but he had two Griffins left. He just took a little pause and back step at the 10 and cut behind him for the TD.
Second interception of the year for Jamie Robertson, and that's the third turnover tonight, and the second defensive touchdown for Northwestern so far this young season. Jamie Robinson with the interception, and he runs it back about 35 yards. Kyle Neely on for his third extra point tonight, and Neely is now 7 for 7 this young season. It's 21-0 Northwestern with 9:26 to play first half.
Hello and welcome to Bucko's. I don't want anything little. I want something big.
Sounds like somebody's got a hankering for a Big Moose Burger.
Are you really hungry? Then it's Bucko's Big Moose Burger. Twice the size of a quarter-pound burger. Do you want it all the way? Then you've got a burger that weighs more than a pound. The Big Moose Burger at Bucko's. It's the biggest burger in town.
So come see us. We're Bucko's on Cherry Road.
Bucko's next to Taco Bell.
Building a new home or ready to remodel the old? Then let the experts at Premier Kitchen and Bath help. With a full line of custom cabinetry, a variety of countertop materials, custom whirlpools, showers, steam rooms, and saunas, we have it all. By handling your entire project from design to installation and housing the area's largest complete kitchen and bath showroom, you can visualize the exact look you desire. Stop by our showroom today and see where all of the area's quality-conscious builders shop. Premier Kitchen and Bath, Rolliston Plaza, across from Northwestern High School.
Defense once again for the Trojans. This time, Jamie Robinson with the interception and touchdown run back, and it's 21-0. And Kyle Neely kicks off once again. This one blown dead. Two interceptions and a fumble recovery for Northwestern, and there's also that real bad kick that set up the score.
That's right, the low kick right into the line, which Daniel Lyons returned 34 yards down to the 6. Set up the second TD by the Trojans.
Let's get your program. We're going to be giving away some great prizes coming up.
Griffins on their third possession were able to move downfield. Of course, a big interception by Charles Staten. He wrestled the ball away at the 5-yard line and ended that drive.
Well, the secondary is where most of the experience returns for Northwestern. Front seven is pretty much all new. Robinson and C.J. Barber returning starters. Charles Staten played a good bit last year. Neely angles this one to the sideline. taken at the 35, and the fair catch was called there.
First down and 10 Griffins.
So once again, they'll start from the 35 as Harold Andrews made the fair catch on that ball.
You've got a purple Trojan head sand on the college shop.
Third time that Fairfield Central has started from the 35, so they've had pretty good field position. They just haven't been able to do much with it.
Valued at $25 and has been donated by the college shop. Bring your program to the press box to redeem your prize.
Jonte Long has to run for it. Flag is down. Long gets to the 40 and a couple of yards past there, but let's check out the penalty.
Deep in the backfield, looks like holding on one of the running backs. They had a breakdown on that left-hand side. A lot of Trojan pressure that forced Long out. Looked like Cedric Griffin just held up one of those linemen.
So holding will take the ball back. See, call was made at the 25. And so they'll go half the distance from there.
Jeff, you mentioned the experience in that Trojan secondary. It's last couple of drives just a pleasure to watch C.J. Barber back there directing traffic, just so calm and cool, putting the players in the right position.
C.J. is huge. I mean, he's listed, I think, at 6'3" and 218. He's about as big a safety as you're going to see.
He really is. Gets everybody set, puts them, we haven't called out his name as far as getting in the mix on a play yet, but he's putting everybody in the right positions.
There's a straight run by Long, and he picks up, well, actually, he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lose a yard or so. So it'll be second down and 31 at the 14-yard line.
Probably don't have too many plays on the play sheet for this situation, down and distance-wise.
Second and 31. Long is chased. And he's hit near the 10, another loss. And after him was Jonathan Caldwell.
Caldwell missed him on the first attempt. Long still trying to look downfield, and Caldwell came back and nailed him from the back.
Call it the 12-yard line. It's across the 11. So it's third down and 33. And this is where the Northwestern defense really just kind of licks its chops.
I'd think about a short pass, maybe over the middle, to avoid putting it in that secondary.
On the ground. And it looks like Northwestern's got it inside the 10.
It's a flag on the play, I believe, unless he was trying to mark the ball.
I think that it was just a beanbag.
Okay.
Northwestern has it.
So the Griffins try to do something safe. They hand the ball off. A mixed-up exchange. No hit really caused that fumble. Trojans are in business inside the 10.
Looked like Thomas Slaughter recovers the ball for Northwestern, and that's 4 turnovers now. And Northwestern has a first and goal at the 8.
First down goal, Trojans.
Well, they tried to play it safe. We're going to get a timeout here. 7:44 to play first half. Northwestern already ahead, 21-0.
When you're good.
From the 8-yard line, the toss to Dante Walker. Nowhere to run. Might have lost a yard.
Good pursuit by the Griffins that time. Leading the way, Harold Wilson, number 25, from his linebacker position.
Second down at the 9. Mainers
Look
wants
for Wiley.
to throw. Wiley, his second touchdown tonight.
They've got a nice chemistry. I watched them in practice. They ran that same exact play.
How do you do, Mr. Wiley? So it goes to 27.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the offense hadn't had to do a whole lot except just finish things.
Finish things off. They've been set up well.
And Neely makes it 28-0 with 6:59 to play in the half.
If you're a music
3 touchdown drives, the longest 20 yards. The other 2, 6 yards and 8. And the 4th touchdown on an interception return by Robinson. And here's a big kickoff for Fairfield Central. And it's Jermel Agner.
Kyle Neely takes him out of bounds.
And he is at the Northwestern 35-yard line.
Nice job by the kicker Neely that time. Kept his ground and took the speedy Jermel Agner out of bounds.
So Fairfield is at the Northwestern 35. They did get inside the 20 late in the first quarter before Staten's interception gave the ball back to Northwestern. Long. Intercepted.
Travis Hill.
Travis Hill, the middle linebacker. Boy, he breaks a couple of tackles and runs it up to the 38-yard line.
Nice job by Travis Hill.
And that is 5 turnovers for Fairfield Central in the first half. And they mark it at the 39.
Just a poor decision. Hill had dropped back into coverage, threw it right to him in that zone coverage, and Hill does a nice job not only holding on to it, but getting some positive yards once he made the INT.
3 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries for Northwestern. And here's Mainers. His pass is caught by Wiley, and Wiley is close to a first down at about the 48.
Nice underneath pass. Under pressure as well. Mainers that time, there was one defensive right on him as he made that throw into Wiley.
Didn't look like he got a real great spot short of the sticks at the 47. 3rd catch for Wiley. The first 2 were touchdowns. Wiley, the motion man. And it's Walker pulled back as he gets to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard as that tackle was made by Lorenzo Hall.
Harold Wilson also in on the play, and he comes off limping.
I think that's Lorenzo Hall that's coming out.
It's 25, isn't it? Harold Wilson.
Is this not 68?
Well, they're both out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they both came out.
They both came out off that play.
3rd and short. Walker close to a first down at the 49.
Put that head down, and I think he picked up the yardage necessary.
Well, that was C.J. Barber who came in, run tailback. First time we've seen C.J. at running back tonight.
Barber wears 19, Walker 18.
And it's enough for the first down at the 49. Less than 5 minutes to play in the half. Northwestern 28-0 as Mainers goes up top and throws it too long, and it should have been intercepted, but it wasn't. So Northwestern may have gotten away with one there.
Cornelius Trapp looked like he was going to take that one in.
DJ McClure was the intended receiver.
Couldn't make the play on it.
So it's second down at the 49. Wiley, the motion man. And it's Mainers picking up about 3 on the straight run.
Had the option there, Walker behind him. Mainers decided to keep it. Picked up a few yards.
It'll be 3rd and 7 at the Griffin 48. Mainers swings the ball to Walker. Beats the first man, has a big gain. He's inside the 30. And another first down.
Nice safe pass. And all Walker had to do was make that first guy miss, and he had open yardage. Nice play by the Trojans.
Now they got Walker in the open field, one-on-one coverage, and Walker just ran right past his guy. A 19-yard gain. And another first down.
And the beauty of it is it's a very safe pass play as well, and get your speedy back out man-to-man, and he made that first guy miss.
Wiley can't hold it.
Turned him around a little bit that time.
Second down at the 29.
Pass to Dan Wiley falls incomplete, brings up second down.
Northwestern started the series on its 39 after an interception by Travis Hill. They really haven't had to keep the offense on the field much tonight. The defense and the special teams have set everything up for him.
C.J. Barber goes wide to the left.
Mainers looking for him. Goes underneath instead to Wiley, and another first down inside the 20.
Pass complete to Dan Wiley.
Dan Wiley running those underneath routes, doing a nice job, and Mainers putting the ball right where it needs to be, right in the chest. Wiley sure-handed, and then he gets out of bounds and saves the clock.
11 yards and a first down at the 18. Last week, Joe Patton was the favorite receiver, catching 6. Tonight, it's been Dan Wiley. And it's Walker to about the 14.
Dante Walker again on the carry.
Longest drive so far of the night by the Trojans.
51.
Have had such excellent field position.
Second down and 6. Toss to Walker. Just short of the 10. It'll be third down and about 3.
Griffins tackler number 2, Jermaine Elder.
Like what I'm seeing out of Wiley, another play there where he picked up a nice block. So not only is he making catches, he's had some key blocks which have enabled the ball carriers to get some extra yardage when needed.
Well, if you can't block, you're not going to be able to play wide receiver at Northwestern. Fairfield Central calls timeout, 2:28 to play in the half, 28-0. Third down and 3, Northwestern at the Griffin 11-yard line. C.J. Barber in at quarterback. And Barber can't get to the 10, but there is a flag down.
Late flag right at the end of the play.
This one is going against Northwestern. And we'll see if Fairfield's going to take the penalty or the play. Well, they'll take the play. The penalty is holding.
Offensive face mask. Not
Face
often
mask,
that you
was it?
see that.
Well, that makes it 3rd and 13.
Mainers returns at quarterback. Tight coverage on his receivers.
Mainers throws to CJ, and he's popped hard at the 10-yard line. Barber did a good job to hold on to that one.
Jamel Eigner, hard hit, and good job by Barber.
So it's going to be 4th down and about 2.
1:40 to go, first half. Trojans going to go for it here. Willie Dye in at fullback for the Trojans.
I think you can look for Dante Walker here. They fake it to him. Mainers rolls and throws to the flat, incomplete.
Just a bit short. Looked like he was going to break open. It was his fullback, I believe.
I think it was Dye out of the backfield.
Yeah, Willie Dye out of the backfield. Looked like he just couldn't get enough separation there. Mainers just a little bit soft on the touch that time. Ball comes up short. Nice play call, though, by the Trojans. Everybody expecting run.
It was like Willie dive, and he did, but couldn't quite make the catch. So Northwestern turns it over on downs, and Fairfield Central gets it at the 10 with just 1:13 to play in the half. All Trojans 28-0. Griffin to the 15 and just a step across it.
Boy, he was tagged by Marcel Fee that time.
Trojan tackler, Jamel Gaines, number 91.
Yeah, Marcel Fee made a play on the first play of the game, caused a fumble, and it really set the tone of the first half.
He's been very, very active out there tonight.
.35 seconds in the half. On second down, it's Cedric Griffin, and he's hit for no gain.
Looking over
Travis Hill in on the play for Northwestern.
Looking over the defensive stats from last week, Fee's name doesn't even appear, so I don't know if it's an issue of, is he sitting out?
Well, actually, Jonathan Caldwell played that linebacker spot a week ago, and they've moved Caldwell up to a defensive tackle for tonight. And Fee's a much smaller kid than Caldwell. Fee's just about 150 pounds. But he's played well in the half, and Northwestern takes a 28-0 lead into the locker room. And we'll be back at District 3 after this.
Spring is here, and it's time to enjoy all the many colors of the season. And nobody brings more color to the season than Wilson's Nursery. Choose from over 30 varieties of bedding plants starting at $7.99 a flat. We have over 20,000 perennials to choose from starting at a low $3.99. Foliage baskets are just $6.99, or try the wave petunia baskets for color all season at a low price of $8.99. We have a large selection of trees and shrubs with unbelievable low prices. We also have a wide selection of garden accessories. So come see what's blooming at Wilson's Nursery, Main Street, Rock Hill.
8-0 as we get ready to play in the second. Ed Weldon kicks off for the Griffins. Not the Ed Weldon who coaches golf at Winthrop. Kickoff coming down to about the 11-yard line to C.J. Barber. And C.J. runs hard to the 40-yard line. Didn't want to go down.
Did not. Last 7 yards, all on his own power there, and gets the Trojans off to a nice start at the 40-yard line for the second half. Bottom of the pile there, Ed Weldon.
It's at the Northwestern 39. Dante Walker, 15 carries for 45 yards in the first half. Mainers 6 out of 10 for 76 yards throwing it. Here's Walker. Couple of yards to the 41. Second down and 8. Well, last week, Northwestern gave up 353 yards. This week, they've given up 21 yards in 22 plays. 7 of those 22 plays resulted in loss. 5 of those plays resulted in turnovers. Second and 8. Mainers swings the ball to Walker. And Walker got past the first man, but the pursuit caught him after a short gain. Dave Ballmer was the first guy with a shot at Walker. He couldn't make the play, but Agner and others came in to stop the play after a 2-yard gain. It's third down and 6.
Play that worked real well in the second quarter for the Trojans. Walker made the first tackler miss in that second quarter play and picked up some nice yardage this time. Better tackling by the Griffins.
Third and 6. Mainers toss to Walker. And Walker got hit up around the head. That slowed him up, and the pursuit will get him for a loss of a yard or two, so it's fourth down.
That play really didn't have much of a chance. 2 defensive backs there waiting on that. Just a good defensive setup for that particular play that was called.
So Mainers will kick. Had to punt only one time in the first half.
Beautiful punt this time.
Agner drops it, picks it up, drops it again, and it'll be out of bounds near the 20-yard line.
Ball fumbled out of bounds.
And Agner, once he picked it up, it's like he held it out with one arm, and Trojan defender just knocked it loose.
So while the Fairfield offense comes onto the field, we'll pause for this.
Hello and welcome to Buckos. I don't want anything little. I want something big.
Sounds like somebody's got a hankering for a Big Moose Burger.
Are you really hungry? Then it's Bucko's Big Moose Burger. Twice the size of a quarter-pound burger. Do you want it all the way? Then you've got a burger that weighs more than a pound. The Big Moose Burger at Bucko's. It's the biggest burger in town. So come see us. We're Bucko's on Cherry Road.
Bucko's next to Taco Bell.
Building a new home or ready to remodel the old? Then let the experts at Premier Kitchen and Bath help. With a full line of custom cabinetry, a variety of countertop materials, custom whirlpools, showers, steam rooms, and saunas, we have it all. By handling your entire project from design to installation and housing the area's largest complete kitchen and bath showroom, you can visualize the exact look you desire. Stop by our showroom today and see where all of the area's quality-conscious builders shop. Premier Kitchen and Bath, Rolliston Plaza, across from Northwestern High School.
Nothing worked for them in the first half. And they'll run the ball to Cedric Griffin. And he picks up 2, maybe 3 yards.
Number 23, Cedric Griffin.
Well, Northwestern looks like a whole different team from a week ago. Struggled their way to a win. Although against, I think you'd have to say, a better opponent last week at South Point.
South Point definitely tough opponent. Fairfield tonight outmatched, and thus far they put a couple of offensive series where they've made some threats, but as you mentioned in the first half, just tough to be consistent offensively this early in the year.
Griffin, and Omar Craig comes up and gets him after a short game.
And what you see a lot of tonight, the Trojans' speed defensively, they're just not able to turn the corner, are the Griffins, and a lot of penetration in the backfield, just never able to really get much going.
Seems like year after year, no matter who's in those jerseys, that Northwestern defense has a ton of speed. Third and about 3. About 3.5, really. Jonte Long in the shotgun. He'll keep it on the run, and he is met and pushed back by Chris Reed.
Once again, textbook tackle by Reed. Good penetration on the outside to disrupt the play. Chris Reed comes up. Nobody even touched him.
And that is the 8th play for loss that the Northwestern defense has turned in. 4th and 4.
And that's one thing that has been consistent linebacker play. Last week, Reed was 16 tackles. Also, Travis Hill from the linebacker position, 16 tackles as well. Both led the team. This week, Marcel Fee from his linebacker position and Chris Reed have been the most active, although Travis Hill has been disruptive at times tonight.
C.J. Barber just across midfield. And the kicking game is an adventure for Fairfield Central, and they'll call a timeout. Kicked one almost into his blockers in the first half. And this is a much better job. C.J. Barber at his 38. And Barber 45. There's a flag, and I think this one's going to come back as Barber runs it inside the 40-yard line.
Receiving the punt, C.J. Barber.
Got it clear.
Flag right at the initial blocking that sprang Barber, and unfortunately the Trojans, who had a nice return by Barber, are going to be set back.
This will be the 5th penalty against Northwestern tonight. They had 5 for 45 yards in the first half. Had 14 penalties a week ago. With times in the first half last week when Northwestern just couldn't even line up. So Northwestern starts the series at the 35.
Penalties against the Trojans for holding to be first down 10 Trojans at the 35-yard line.
Just 27 yards of offense for Fairfield Central tonight. Walker almost hit in the backfield, comes out for a gain of 3.
Nice little cutback against the grain to pick up just a few yards on that play. Agner and Torrey Johnson in on the tackle.
Walker with 201 yards last week, has 49 so far tonight, but just hasn't been the same kind of a game. 2nd and 7. High snap. Mainers comes down with it. Spins his way across the 40-yard line for a gain of about 3 more.
Good decision there to tuck that one inside. Really, defense strung out, and he had no option with Walker. He had to take that one up inside and made some positive yards out of it.
Northwestern home again next week against Irmo. Irmo, one of just 2 teams to beat Northwestern last year, and Yellow Jackets went on, played for the state championship. So that ought to be a good one.
Should be. They lost some key players, but still a very, very strong team in Irmo.
3rd and 4. Mainers to Wiley for a first down. Again, Wiley underneath. Gets open and gets to midfield.
Sharp pass by Mainers. He and Wiley tonight just on the same wavelength.
5th catch for Wiley tonight for a total of 55 yards. This one good for 9 yards and a first down to midfield. Mainers to throw again. Now he's going to have to run for it, and is rolled down near the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard as Ed Weldon makes the play for Fairfield Central.
Rolled him forward, took a hard hit, but he's up and looking for the play to be called from the sideline by offensive coordinator Mitch Walters.
We'll talk about the new faces for Northwestern this year. 4 new coaches. Mike Biddick, Strayhorn, Larry Cooper, and Jonathan Taylor, new on the Northwestern sideline this year. 2nd and 10. Walker. Not much going inside. And Dante will pick up about 3 yards. 3rd and long here.
Dante Walker on the carry. Picked up by number 34, Cliff Evans.
Ran into Jimmy Wallace 2 or 3 times in the late summer, just before practice was to start and the coaches started to get together. He really looked like he had really energized and looking forward to getting into the season. So I thought that was a good sign heading in this year.
And a good start to the season for Northwestern. Here's Mainers. And this one's caught out in the flat.
Joe Patton.
Gain of a few yards. Joe Patton makes his first catch tonight.
Stopped on the play by number 20, Darius Gaither.
Gained 3 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. No, 4th down. Time flies. 4th and 4, so Mainers will have to kick.
Back to kick, Jimmy Mainers.
3:40 to go, 3rd period. Trojans ahead 28-0.
D for the Griffins, number 2, Terrell Egner.
This one angled toward the sideline, out of bounds inside the 20. As Mainers put 2 out inside the 20 a week ago, this one's out at about the 17. So with 3:29 to play in the 3rd and Northwestern leading 28-0, we'll take a break for this.
If you're a musician, finding...
And the handoff to Griffin, and he is popped, and it looked like Chris Reed down at the bottom.
Chris Reed again. Good hard hit, and the ball carrier, Griffin, lucky to keep a hold of that.
Jonathan Caldwell came up holding the football, but the play is down for a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. Five first-half turnovers by the Northwestern defense. And they made it pretty easy for the offense. 3 touchdown drives totaled 34 yards between them. Long is buried.
Travis Hill on the blitz. Takes Long down.
Sack on a play by number 90, Travis Hill.
Hill with an interception in the first half, and I think Travis wanted to run that interception back. He really broke a couple of tackles and wasn't that long a return, but I think he had his eye on that goal line down there.
He did. Made the interception middle of the field and, picked up a few blockers initially, but really a tough position to return, make much of a return on it, but he did a nice job.
9 tackles for loss for Northwestern tonight. It's 3rd and 14.
Slight pause in the action. Jonte Long had to readjust his helmet after that hard hit by Travis Hill. And 3rd and long. Let's see what happens here.
Long will run it, but he won't run it far.
Chris Reed turned inside by Marcel Fee, and Chris Reed finished him off.
And that's 10 tackles for loss.
Jonte Long.
And here's where it gets interesting now. Griffin's backed up. Their punter will be kicking from right at the end zone, maybe at the 1 or 2 yard line by the time he hits it.
Line of scrimmage is the 11. And Shannon Johnson is retreating back to the goal line.
Back again for
C.J. Barber stands at the Griffin 43.
Shannon Johnson.
Low snap. Johnson's going to have to run for it. Omar Craig after him and brings him down.
So once again, the Trojans very opportunistic, and they've set the offense up nicely inside the 10-yard line.
1st and goal, Trojans.
Well, that's 2 very costly mistakes with the punting team. That's twice that they have messed up the punt. 53 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Let's take a timeout for this. Toss to Dante Walker. And Walker spun around and gets down to about the 6-yard line for a short gain.
Dave Ballmer that time. Spun Walker. Looked like he might have a second go at it once he was spun around, but quickly wrapped up afterwards.
Clock runs inside of 30 seconds now to play in the third quarter. No score in this quarter. Northwestern 28 points in the first half. And trying to take advantage of another Fairfield Central mistake. Second and goal at the 6. Willie Dye is in motion. And it's Dante Walker on the counter, and Walker works his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Northwestern.
4 seconds to go, third period. Nice play call, little counter, and direction of the offense going left. Walker goes, gets the grain, and takes it in.
Second touchdown for Walker tonight, his third of the season. And it goes to 34. Kyle Neely, 8 for 8 this season. Make it 9 for 9. 35-0 Northwestern with 4 seconds to play in the third quarter. And I think we'll probably get a chance to see who's on the bench in the fourth quarter.
I think so. Trojans came out third quarter and very much ball control, wanting to move that clock down, not putting the ball up in the air very much. And I think with this type of lead, they're going to start getting some other players in and get some experience with those young guys.
Pretty impressive performance for Northwestern, in control all the way. Tone set early, fumble on the first play of the game as Marcel Fee caused it, and Jason Russell recovered it at the Fairfield Central 20. The first of 5 first half turnovers, plus 2 really bad plays on the punting team tonight, set up 2 more touchdowns.
That's right. Second possession after a punt return on a punt into the line. Daniel Lyons, 36-yard return, got Northwestern's second drive going at the Fairfield 7. So first 2 drives, you start at the 20 and at the 7. So nice field position.
Yeah, 4 touchdown drives for Northwestern tonight, and they've totaled 41 yards. Neely's kickoff. Coming down to about the 12-yard line, and that's Mike Jennings. Just across the 20 as the third quarter comes to a close. It's 35-0 Northwestern.
Spring is here, and it's time.
21 yards of offense tonight after putting up a goose egg in the third quarter. They had 6 yards on their first possession and -6 on the next one. And here's big pressure again, and the pass is going to be caught just across the 20-yard line, maybe a yard gain, as Kenny Belton made the catch and was locked up right away. I think it was Jamie Robinson who made the tackle.
Daniel Lyons with good pressure, and also number 11, Michael Minton, also on the pressure. We're starting to see the Trojans put in some of their second team here. 74, Kadarius Hines along the defensive front. We've seen Jonathan Caldwell a good bit tonight. He's in there as well. Charles McMullen at linebacker.
Second down and 8. Long to the sideline, incomplete. And Jamie Robinson jumped that route and really had a chance to pick that one off. Really was a better shot at getting the ball than the receiver, who was Robert Robertson.
Receiver ran his route and sat back on the sideline. You're right. Robinson saw it, ran around it, and had a good chance at the pickoff.
Jamie has picked off one, returned it for a touchdown tonight.
See Sandy Allen now on the defensive front at defensive tackle for the Trojans.
Third down and 8. And Fairfield Central wants a timeout. 11:05 to play, and Northwest. Jonte Long going to the sideline and near the 30-yard line, ruled incomplete. Northwestern will force a punt here, intended for Kenny Belton.
Charles Staten in on coverage that time for the Trojans. 3 and out for the Griffins.
And they have a total of just 23 yards of offense tonight.
No first downs in the second half.
Well, here's Shannon Johnson on the kick. And 2 of the 3 times he's dropped back to punt have really been misadventures. They call a timeout before the snap. They are just having a world of trouble, especially when they're in punt formation tonight. They're having a hard time getting lined up.
Lined up and blocking assignments. That time the left side just stood up. Luckily, they were able to get that timeout called just before the ball was snapped back. And they really need to work on this between game 1 and 2, because if they don't clean this up, it's going to be a long year.
Well, from the look of it, if they're not going to punt, they're going to turn it over. So neither one of those is going to be a good thing for them.
And they're not going to face defenses as strong as the Trojans, but if they don't clean up this kicking game, it's going to be a real problem that's going to plague them through the year.
Well, one really poor kick was run back by Daniel Lyons to the 6. And then a bad snap, and Johnson had to run for it. Snap is low. Johnson kicks it high and short. And Barber comes up, takes it at his 48. Can't get to the outside, so.
Good coverage, Jason P. that time for the Fairfield Central Griffins.
So Northwestern will take over on its 47 with 10:48 to play in the fourth quarter, and we'll pause for this.
When you're good, and no one is.
For Mainers. And Craig is wrapped up for a loss of a yard or so. Omar with a touchdown run last week. Northwestern's last touchdown. Walker with an 82-yard run to set that one up, and then he came out for a breather, and Craig came in and took it in the end zone.
Brandon Kirschbergen and Michael Thomas also in for the Trojans on that prior play. See Corey Evans this time for the Trojans, along with Tavarius Duncan, both at wideout. 3 wideouts set to the left.
Second and about 12. Mainer's still in at quarterback. And throws the ball to Brown. And Brown fights his way to about the 45 of Fairfield Central. And Rashawn Brown picks up nearly 10 yards on the play.
And for the Trojans, the backup quarterback this year is C.J. Barber. So with this type score, you really don't want to bring him in. About the only option is, would you go to Bart Blanchard, 10th grader, and give him a little playing time. And I think, Mainer's first year starting, second game of the year, it's nice just to get him some good reps here as deep in this game.
Look for Northwestern to keep the ball on the ground here. Omar Craig, first down into the secondary.
Nice cutback.
He's to about the 37-yard line for a gain of 8.
66 Aaron Parks in there for the Trojans along the offensive line. Willie Dye was in at fullback. We've seen him some tonight. Zach Brooks enters the game now for the Trojans.
David McCleve comes off. Well, McCleve is a pretty big kid, and he's 6'3" and 342 pounds. He lumbers over to the sideline. First down at the 37. Willie Dye in motion. And it's Omar Craig behind Dye. And he picks up about 5.
Craig's second run in a row on that right side. Finding some room over there.
It'll be second and about 5 at the 32.
Trent Jackson now enters the game for the Trojans.
Corey Evans is in at a wide receiver. Second and about 5. Craig again. Speed to the corner. Just tripped up short of the 20.
Boy, I tell you, Cornelius Trapp just barely tripped Omar Craig up. Almost turned that corner, and a nice job that time by Mainers with game management. The Trojans running new players on. He did a good job getting the play called. A little confusion with players running in and out. Pushed him up out of the huddle. Nice awareness there by Jimmy Mainers from the quarterback position.
Well, the players coming in and out on every down now for Northwestern.
I think this time he's counting them this time. He may have to call a timeout. Yeah, he's missing players.
7:41 to play in this one. It's 35-0 Northwestern.
If you're a musician, finding the right sound means everything. And Tillman Music has been helping musicians find the right sound for over 22 years at their Anderson Road location. Tillman Music is proud to offer the largest selection of stringed instruments around: electric, acoustic, bass, mandolin, and banjo. Private lessons, student discounts, karaoke equipment, soundtracks, and one-on-one advice from a staff of fellow musicians keeps Tillman Music and Sound this area's #1 maker of music.
First down at the 21. Omar Craig wrapped up short of the line of scrimmage.
Darius Gaither and a host of other Griffins in on the tackle that time.
So it'll be 2nd and 12. Next week we'll see Irmo here against Northwestern, Rock Hill on the road again at Chester. Other games include Lancaster at Crestwood, Fort Mill at Hartsville, Indian Land at Blacksburg, and Hunter Huss traveling to York. Omar Craig inside the 20 to about the 19. And it'll be 3rd down and about 8.
Nice inside cut. The quick pitch there by Mainers to Craig. And Craig turned that one inside and picked up some good positive yards.
I'll give a mention to the girls program at Northwestern. The Lady Trojan track team won the 4A state track championship held at Spring Valley, the first girls team state championship in the 32-year history of the school. So I want to certainly acknowledge that.
Had some good track teams, so that's very good. First championship team.
Play fake, and they had a guy behind the defense, but the ball just didn't quite get out there. So it'll be 4th down. And it looks like Michael Thomas, the intended receiver.
64, Torrance Richmond. 61, Roland Kearns in for the Trojans there along the offensive front.
Fourth down. Offense stays on the field.
Coach Calvin Hudgens doing a good job at Northwestern with that track program. Both on the boys and girls side, they're both strong.
Here's Mainers. I think an illegal block's going to be called as Mainers runs out of bounds at about the 12. Well, Coach Bob Jenkins is going to be inducted into the Northwestern Hall of Fame. That's going to be late September, as Northwestern will honor the Lady Trojans track team at an award ceremony. So the illegal block will be against Northwestern. They'll decline the penalty, so play was short of a first down.
They're going to need to work to get that ball spotted correctly. Mainers went out of bounds at about the 12.
Yeah, that's...
Side judge has got it. He's trying to... There they go. And really, it's going to be a 4th and short, so an odd decline of the penalty there by Fairfield.
Well, that was 4th down.
I'm sorry, that's right. That's right, he stepped out just short, so that was 4th down and 1st down now for the Griffins.
6 minutes to play. And Fairfield Central takes over at the 12-yard line.
So even we've got the first game. Just a missed call there.
Shannon Johnson is in at quarterback, and that's not any better than a punt.
Had trouble getting the snap there, and wasn't sure what happened after that. Shannon having a rough night all around.
Yeah, he comes off now, and Jonte Long comes back in. Well, that play actually gets no gain at second down at the 12.
Miscue on the snap, and then it almost looked like an offensive lineman stepped on his foot once he got control of the ball, and he couldn't go anywhere.
And here's the toss to Agner, and he is wrapped up after a short gain. Jamel Agner was tackled by Charles McMullen. So it's third down and about 7. Jonte Long has gone all the way quarterback except for that one play, first play of this series. Agner, nice change of direction. And C.J. Barber makes the tackle at the 25, and that'll be their first down of the half.
He's got good speed. The roster doesn't show us height and weight. He doesn't look small and speedy, and I tell you, I'd like to, if I'm the coach, I'd want to get the ball in his hands a good bit. He almost... he had a long kickoff return that he almost broke for a touchdown.
They hadn't done anything with the ball in anybody else's hands.
No, they sure haven't.
I think that's their second longest play of the game, 10 yards. They had a 17-yard play in the first half. Here's a new running back into the game, and he's got a few yards.
Michael Minton in on the tackle that time.
That was Jermaine Evans who carried it. Second and 4.
Trojans running players in and out, and apologize for not getting all the names called.
Pretty tough job tonight.
See Charles McMullen back in at linebacker.
Sandy Allen is in at the defensive line. Aldrich Cathcart plays the nose. Second and 6. Agner bounced back and then breaks it down the sideline. And the pursuit catches him inside the 30-yard line. So Jermel Agner has their biggest gain of the night.
Well, Jamie Robinson didn't come up with the tackle, but he did a good job keeping Agner on that sideline until he could get some help. He was eventually blocked, but a nice job by Robinson. Comes up a little bit limping after the play.
Robinson was having to fight off a couple of blockers down there.
Certainly was.
Trying to get to the ball carrier. "43-yard play. By far their longest play of the game. In fact, that play probably equaled their whole offensive performance up until then. Agner gets about 5. Coming up on 2 minutes to play, and Northwestern would like to get the shutout.
Shuffling in a few of those first teamers. Chris Reed back in, made the tackle that time on Agner.
Ball's at the 23-yard line, second down and 5.
Defensive coordinator Bobby Carroll wants to take this one home, 35-0. He'd love to see that as the final.
Long under pressure, he gets it off, and it's caught for a short gain at the sideline to about the 21.
Caldwell put a good lick on.
Kenny Belton.
Caldwell put a good lick on the quarterback that time.
Kenny Belton catches it, gains 2 yards to the 21, 3rd down and 3. Clock stopped at 1:35. And there is a timeout on the field, so let's pause for this. Left is whether Fairfield Central can get on the scoreboard. Long is hit as he gets inside the 20-yard line, and Jonathan Caldwell made the play there.
Caldwell did a good job fighting off a blocker and put the initial hit on Long. A couple of other Trojans came up to really take him hard to the ground, including, I believe, number 91, Jamel Gaines.
4th down. Well, let's see where they mark it. It's about the 18-yard line, so it is 4th down and less than a yard. Now they're going to come in and measure for it. Everything seems to be a little bit slow tonight.
They even added a couple of minutes at halftime tonight, I noticed. Clock ran down and teams were out, and the officials started stretching, put a few more minutes on the clock. So,
and they pick up the 1st down. So with 1:20 to go, it's a 1st down at the 18.
Blitz by the Trojans.
Jonte Long being chased. And they'll get him.
Daniel Lyons took him down. A lot of pressure by Omar Craig as well.
Jonte Long on the keeper.
And Long did not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run inside of 50 seconds now. That play lost 7, and that is the 11th tackle for loss for the Northwestern defense tonight. 2nd and 17 at the 25. Well, Fairfield Central back in the late 90s had some powerhouse teams. They won back-to-back 3A championships. And a lot of people thought that they could have beaten anybody in the state back in 96, 97, in that era. Back when Buddy Pugh was there. Well, here's a weak pass that falls short. And that stops the clock at 10 seconds. Like Jonte Long almost shot-putted that ball out there.
Very odd look to it. Fell way short of his receiver. Give the Griffins probably just one more play, possibly two. It's 3rd down, so with 10 seconds they could run off 2 plays.
Don't think they'll run the ball here. Rico McDaniel comes in for them. He'll play at one of the wideouts.
I wouldn't be so sure about the run. It's been an odd game from their standpoint.
Long chase by Lyons. Has to reverse his field.
He's going to use all his time here.
Long throws back across the field, and it's intercepted by Robinson. And Jamie Robinson with his 2nd pick of the night, 6 Northwestern turnovers, and the game ends fittingly, really, on a play by the defense.
Yes, it does. Jamie Robinson's 2nd tonight, 3rd on the year, so off to a great start so far this year is Jamie Robinson.
Impressive start.
Of South Carolina. Irmo is ranked 10th and handed Northwestern one of its 2 losses last season. Look, could Northwestern pay the Yellow Jackets back? Darren Crawford was there and has the highlights.
One of Northwestern's 2 regular season losses last year came at the hands of the Irmo Yellow Jackets, who boarded the activity bus on the long drive to Division III Stadium. The first quarter saw 2 tough defenses square off. Trojan jerseys swarming the Yellow Jackets, and Yellow Jackets snubbing the Northwestern Trojans. Slippery Irmo quarterback Grayson Mullins ignites the Jackets on this 30-yard run, setting up the first touchdown of the game. Just as quickly, the Jackets do it again. Mullins with the keeper. Then the Jackets take to the air. Huey Dixon with the touchdown. It's 20-0 at the half. Northwestern can't believe it. Out of the locker room, Northwestern starts to move the ball. 4th and 8. The Trojans go for it and convert to Dan Wiley. Then Jimmy Manners gets ready to score, finds Dante Walker in the end zone. But wait, a costly holding penalty negates the touchdown and stops an impressive drive. The Trojan D is determined to give the offense some help. They would not allow a score in the second half. And as the clock conspired against the Trojans, Dan Wiley takes this pass with 38 seconds remaining in the game and trucks 68 yards to make the score a little more respectable. The onside kick is successful, but it's going to be too little, too late for the Northwestern Trojans. Final score, 20-7. This is Dan Crawford for Football Friday Night.
All right, so you just saw Coach Jimmy Wallace there. That was a tough one for him, losing that game. They had some mistakes.
Off of last year from graduation. But you look at Irmo, one player who returns is their quarterback, Grayson Mullins. He's probably more dangerous as a runner than a passer. He's